Dar una mano. This is a good one for sure. Dar una mano. You know what mano means, right? Mano means hand. Mano, la mano, the hand. When you say una, that means a hand. Okay? This is indefinite article, an indefinite article, feminine. Okay? Una, mano. Mano, hand. Dar means to give. Give a hand. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. The meaning is to lend a hand or simply to help someone out, just to help someone. Just think of a situation where you need help, okay? And if you want to help someone as well, I want to help you. It's a different way to say, I want to help you, because in Spanish, ayudar, just let me put it here. That verb means to help, okay? To help someone. But there's a different way to say that. And you're going to sound like a native Spanish speaker if you say this. Dar una mano, to lend a hand to help someone. For example, let's look at an example. Oh, this is a great question. ¿Me das una mano? ¿Me das una mano? You need to ask this if you need help, okay? But it's a help, for example, how can I say this? It's help, not urgent help, okay? If you need help right away, you can say, ayúdame, okay? And that means help me. But if you're, for example, if you're moving something heavy and you need help, moving that, I don't know, sofa or anything that is heavy, a big box, then you can say this, okay? So this is not an emergency. You're just asking for help, when it's not an emergency. This means, sorry, can you help me? Can you help me? Okay, so this is a different way to say, ¿me puedes ayudar? Okay, this is a different way to say, can you help me in Spanish? In Spanish, if you don't know this question here, can you help me, is written like this: ¿me puedes ayudar? Okay, ayudar, we talked about that verb, means to help, and this means, can you help me? ¿Me puedes ayudar? That's the literal translation. But you can also say this: ¿me das una mano? ¿Me das una mano? Can you help me? Okay, so it's quite interesting. If you don't know about this phrase and someone asks you this, you will be like, what do you want? You kind of know what it means, because we're talking about a hand, to give a hand. Okay, so similar to lend a hand, give me a hand, but it can be tricky. Now you know that it means just help me, can you help me? So that helps for sure. That helps. That helps. Now, the next example is, Miguel me dio una mano. Oh, before we continue, sorry, I didn't break this down. Sorry. Me das. Okay. Me das. We're using the pronoun me, which means me. Okay. Das. This is the verb dar. Right here. It's conjugated. It's conjugated in present tense for the personal pronoun tú das. Okay? So remember that. And una mano, that's the rest of the phrase. When you say das una mano, it's like saying, can you help me? Okay? It's interesting because we're not saying puedes here, because poder means can, okay? And power. But if you want to make this more literal, I can give you something else, a similar, the literal translation rather. So, me das una mano is a common question, okay? Just remember that. But you can also say, me puedes dar una mano, okay? So that's also okay to say, and it's also common. But it's longer, of course, it's longer than me das una mano, okay? So you can say, you can ask this, me puedes dar una mano, or you can say, me das una mano, and it means the same thing, can you help me? Okay? So it's the same meaning. Now, the next example, the last example is, Miguel me dio una mano y pude mudarme rápido. Miguel me dio una mano y pude mudarme rápido. So, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Do you know? Do you know? Well, this means Miguel lent me a hand. Lent because it's past tense. Lent me a hand, right? And hang on, this is all over the place. And I was able, similar to saying I was able to, I don't know why it was like that, to move fast. There you go. That's better. I apologize. I don't know what happened with that example. Okay. Miguel lent me a hand and I was able to move fast. You're moving as in moving out and in to another place. Okay. Let's break this down. Miguel me dio. We're having again the pronoun me, very commonly said in Spanish. Lent me, or me in this situation. Dio una mano, past tense. Okay, you need to know the conjugation of this verb if you want to use this phrase. So, lent a hand, dio una mano, and pude means I was able to do something, or like that's what it means. Poder means to be able to. It also means other things like can, may in some situations, to be allowed to as well. But in this situation means to be able to do something. And obviously pude is past tense. Y yo pude, you don't need yo, right? You don't need yo in the phrase, in the sentence. So that's fine. But when you say y pude means I was able to. Okay. Mudarme. We're talking about mudar. Mudar is a verb and it means to move. When you move your things out or in to a place. Okay? Mudar, mudar, mudar. We added the pronoun me. Okay, because you're moving your things. So it's very common to say mudarme, mudarte, mudarnos. Okay, so it's a common thing to add a pronoun at the end of mudar, the verb mudar. Mudarme, mudarte, mudarse, mudarnos. So you need those pronouns me, te, le, nos, and so on. So remember that in this situation, it means move, only move, but you're saying move myself, move myself, or move me. I don't think me applies here. Move myself. Rápido. 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 Fast. Okay? Remember the accent mark on top of the letter A.